Have you ever wondered why we're so obsessed with other people's darkness? Why true crime podcasts dominate our playlists? Why we can't look away from celebrity meltdowns? Why cancel culture feels so satisfying? Carl Jung called this fascination the shadow, that complex part of ourselves we'd rather not acknowledge. It's not inherently evil. It's simply the aspects of our personality that didn't fit into our conscious self-image. The traits we decided were too aggressive, too selfish, too weird. The parts we carefully cropped out of our psychological selfies. In our carefully curated digital worlds, we've become masters of presenting our best selves. Filtered photos, achievement posts, perfectly arranged lifestyle shots. But Jung would say something fascinating. The more we polish our online presence, the more energy we invest in our shadow. It's like trying to create a perfect circle of light. You inevitably cast a perfect circle of darkness. The internet hasn't just connected our conscious selves. It's created a vast network of shadows. Every time you feel that surge of righteous anger when someone gets called out online, every time you secretly enjoy watching someone's reputation crumble, that's not just internet drama. That's your shadow finding expression in the digital sphere, dancing in the digital dark. Think about the comments section. Our modern confessional booth. Behind avatars and usernames, we voice thoughts we'd never speak aloud, the judgments we'd never share in person, the opinions we've decided are too controversial for our real lives. It's not just trolling, it's our collective shadow finally finding its voice. But here's where it gets interesting. The algorithm understands our shadow side with unprecedented precision. It knows exactly what content will make us stop scrolling, what will trigger our hidden reactions, what will keep us engaged. Every click, every angry reaction, every morbid fascination, it's all being reflected back at us in an endless feedback loop. We think we're watching others, but our screens have become mirrors, reflecting back parts of ourselves we don't usually acknowledge. Each viral outrage cycle is a projection of our collective fears and judgments. Each online community is a gathering place, not just for shared interests, but for shared shadows. We're not just watching the darkness, we're feeding it, spreading it, becoming it. Jung believed that acknowledging our shadow isn't dangerous. Refusing to acknowledge it, however, is. In our hyper-connected world, our denied aspects don't just fade into the unconscious anymore. They find each other. They create communities. They gain voices and vocabularies. Look at your phone, scroll through your feed, notice what makes you stop, what makes your heart race, what triggers an emotional response you can't quite explain. That's not just algorithm magic, that's your shadow trying to get your attention through the screen. Here's a thought. What if social media isn't just revealing our shadows, but giving us an unprecedented opportunity to understand them? What if each trigger, each emotional reaction, each compulsive engagement is actually an invitation to better understand ourselves? What if, in this vast network of projected darkness, we're not just connecting our devices, but our shadows themselves, creating a collective dark consciousness that feeds on our repressed fears, desires, and rage? Tonight, when you're alone with your screen, Pay attention to what draws you in. What keeps you scrolling? What can't you look away from? Because in understanding these patterns, you might just begin to understand parts of yourself you never knew existed. After all, in this digital age, our shadows don't just follow us anymore. They're trying to teach us something about ourselves. And maybe, just maybe, it's time we started listening.